Toot tots prefer canopy cover. Toot is a term of endearment for Tuatara. Tots because this relates to a translocated population of juveniles. The translocation source is Stevens Island in Marlborough, which has habitat types including broadleaf forest, scrub, edge and pasture, as defined by Dr. Walls. Translocation site is Cape Sanctuary, which has pasture, shrubs and small trees. The Tuatara live in natural burrows which they either dig or steal, although it's very unlikely the juvenile population has stolen burrows as there are no seabirds in the enclosure. Or they use man-made artificial burrows, which are wooden boxes with 2 plastic access tunnels or mustelid trap covers. Tuatara forage mostly at night. The top left-hand photo gives an indication of the vegetation at Cape Sanctuary. So the 2 questions we looked at were, do Tuatara favour vegetated areas over pasture? The vegetated areas included analysis of the ground cover and the canopy cover. And secondly, do artificial capture sites skew results? The artificial capture sites may have skewed results in that the wooden box or the mustelid trap cover provided shade and may have reduced temperature and also provided a place for the Tuatara to hide from predators. So the method involved, firstly, for the Tuatara capture site, we undertook a methodical search with all 4 individuals in the group moving upslope in the Tuatara enclosure. When a Tuatara was located, it was tickled out using a flax leaf from its burrow. A record and a photograph was taken of the capture location to record whether it was natural or artificial. The 2-metre pole was laid out to measure a 2-metre diameter circular quadrat, and the percentage cover of ground and canopy species were estimated. For the control, the length of the bottom fence was measured at a random point, which was 13.2 metres. The transect was laid directly up the hill. Then transects were laid every 5 metres across the bottom of the enclosure. On the transect, every 5 metres beginning at 2.5 metres into the enclosure, a 2-metre diameter circular quadrat was laid and the percentage of ground and canopy species was estimated. Now to the results. The Tuatara favour areas with a higher percentage of canopy cover. This can be seen in the graph. The artificial and natural sites have an average which is virtually identical. However, the variation in the artificial sites is greater, as shown by the larger standard error bars. The 2 photos there show a natural capture site and an artificial capture site. Point 2. A t-test assuming unequal variation was undertaken. The capture site, which includes artificial and natural, was compared with the control. It was found there was a significant difference with more canopy cover at the capture sites. The p-value of 0.014 is less than 0.05. Point 3. A one-way ANOVA was undertaken comparing all 3 variables, being artificial and natural capture sites and the control. The p-value of 0.048 showed there was a significant effect of the Tuatara location on the canopy cover. Point 4. T-tests assuming unequal variation were undertaken to compare artificial with natural capture sites and also artificial with the control and natural with the control. It was found that there was a significant difference with canopy cover at the natural burrows as compared to the control. The p-value of 0.016 is less than 0.05 and is also less than a Bonferroni corrected p-critical of 0.0167. A Bonferroni correction was recommended for t-tests which occur post-ANOVA. In conclusion, Tuatara were found in areas with a significantly higher percentage of canopy cover. Canopy cover was similar for artificial and natural sites, although only the natural site as compared to the control site was significantly different when compared post-ANOVA. In discussion, the tuatara prefer canopy cover probably because it provides shade, cooler temperatures, and protection from weather and predators. It is likely that the artificial covers, including the wooden box and the mustelid trap covers, were placed by experts. Victoria University was involved in the setup of the enclosure, and it is likely that their expert assistance was provided so that these artificial covers were placed in areas with a high amount of canopy cover. Tuatara were captured during the day, however they forage mostly at night, and they may use a wider variety of habitat types, depending on where their prey is most abundant. Captured tuatara are juveniles, and there is no evidence that nesting has occurred. When tuatara nest, they nest in rocky and pasture habitat. Future studies could include looking at tuatara of all ages, undertaking a similar analysis at night or during the breeding and nesting season. Future studies could also look at artificial box selection. If a large number of boxes are placed in the enclosure covering the variety of habitat types, you could see whether tuatara are preferring boxes in certain locations. And future studies could look at the variety of plant species within the enclosure and whether certain species are favoured. Under acknowledgements, I'd like to thank Dr. Nikki Nelson, my team, Aaron Johnson, Janie Hall,